About to walk into Best Buy thinking all TVs are basically the same? Just grab the biggest screen for the cheapest price and call it a day? Here's the ugly truth nobody wants to hear. The TV industry is absolutely rigged. These manufacturers are playing psychological games with firmware updates that break what worked perfectly at launch. They're slapping 4K smart TV stickers on panels that'll stutter and crash within 6 months. Spent the last decade watching this pattern repeat, so today we're ranking 7 TV brands from absolute worst to surprisingly safe, plus 2 that won't play games with firmware or support. Some of these placements are going to shock people. But first, hit subscribe because we're about to save some seriously expensive mistakes. Number 7. TCL. The specs look impressive. 75 inches, mini LED, Dolby Vision. Gaming mode promising 120 Hz. Price? Half what Samsung wants. Feels like winning the lottery. First month? Gorgeous. Month 3? Home button takes 5 seconds to respond. Netflix freezes mid-episode. Restart helps for 2 days. Then it's back. Here's the trap. Marketed aggressively on panel specs. High brightness numbers. Quantum dot color. Features that look flagship on paper. The reality? Buyers of the 2025 Q6C and C6K are flooding forums with complaints about lag and app crashes. TCL's own support pages acknowledge slow or laggy behavior and suggest workarounds. That's corporate speak for shipped it broken. Premium buyers dropping serious money on the 98-inch QM851G are logging 4K playback stutter and random freezes, paying flagship prices for beta performance. The 4K TV subreddit looks like a support forum. Dozens of threads asking why their TV became a slideshow. Google TV forums showing the same pattern across model years. Built its reputation being the budget brand that punches above its weight. But when a 75-inch showpiece can't load, Hulu without freezing, the deal stops feeling like a win. If this is already saving from a headache, hit subscribe so nothing gets missed. Number 6. Hisense. This Chinese company is the overachiever in the budget trying to be premium category. The U8K crushes it on paper. Over 2,000 nits of brightness, full array, local dimming, HDMI 2.1, priced like a mid-ranger. Fire up a 4K HDR movie at launch and it's stunning. Colors pop. Contrast is deep. Then the first firmware update drops. Local dimming isn't dimming right. Dark scenes look washed out. HDR feels flat. Check forums, hundreds of other U8K owners posting the exact same thing. Here's the trap. Legitimate hardware chops. Their panels compete with brands twice the price. They're putting quantum dot technology in TVs that cost half what Samsung charges. The reality? Post-update regressions kill picture quality. Local dimming zones behave erratically. HDR tone mapping shifts. Game mode introduces stuttering. Each fix breaks something else. Build quality is wildly inconsistent. Seen these TVs looking amazing after 3 years. Seen others develop issues after 6 months. It's a coin flip. AVS Forum has mega threads documenting U8K owners watching their picture quality degrade with every update. Users are literally avoiding updates to keep the picture they paid for. Ships killer hardware. Launch performance is excellent. 6 months later, updates start changing what was paid for. The TV reviewed in January isn't the TV watched in July. Number 5. Vizio. This might be the saddest story in TV. These guys started in a garage in California, decided to take on the big boys by making TVs that didn't suck but didn't break the bank. Remember seeing Vizio everywhere in the 2000s and 2010s? Costco, Target, Best Buy, decent picture, fair price. Felt like the safe budget pick. Fast forward to 2025 and it's a different story. Grab an M series. Works fine for 2 months. Then an update rolls through. Blu-ray player isn't recognized on HDMI 2. Auto switching stops working. Another update drops. Picture mode resets every single power cycle. Here's the trap. Legacy trust. Older models were legitimate workhorses. Price still undercuts most competitors. The reality? Longtime owners say the same thing on repeat. Every update fixes one thing and breaks 2 others. HDMI 2.1 support is flaky. Support responses feel outsourced and scripted. Consumer affairs reviews are packed with complaints about HDMI headaches and firmware bugs. The subreddit isn't a fan community. It's a support forum run by frustrated owners because official channels are useless. Here's the kicker. Announced in late 2025, they're shifting toward Walmart exclusivity. What does that mean for long-term support? Nobody knows. The brand is in transition, and uncertainty is a massive red flag. Used to be the budget brand that didn't feel like compromise. Now it feels like compromise is all that's left. Number 4, Philips. This one hurts because the name carries weight. Big European brand. Ambilight looks incredible in demos. Android TV means access to everything. Setup goes smooth. Ambilight is genuinely gorgeous. LEDs around the bezel that match on screen colors. Apps load fine for 6 weeks. Then an update pushes through overnight. Wake up, turn on the TV. Netflix won't open. YouTube crashes on launch. Plex is missing entirely. Check Reddit. Dozens of other owners posted the same nightmare overnight. Here's the trap. Carries European brand equity. Ambilight is a genuine differentiator nobody else has. Looks like getting innovation without paying the Sony tax. The reality? Updates are sporadic and destructive. They break app functionality, introduce boot loops, or cause power-on failures. The subreddit is a support graveyard where users try to figure out which version doesn't brick their apps. Reddit threads, documenting updates that kill Netflix, Disney+, basic system settings. Boot loop complaints spike after firmware pushes. HDMI audio dropouts persist across model years. US models run either Safi OS or Android TV. Both have stability issues. Either way, dealing with something that feels half-baked. When things break, support is a maze. Generic troubleshooting steps that don't address specific bugs. Community forums are more helpful than official channels. The picture quality when it works? Fine. Not great, not terrible, just fine. If this breakdown's helping, hit like. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Number 3, Insignia, Best Buy's house brand. This is basically Best Buy saying, hey, what if we took the cheapest TV we could find and slapped our logo on it? The TV equivalent of store brand cereal. It exists. Technically does what it's supposed to do, but nobody's bragging about it. At Best Buy, needing a TV, see it, 43 inches, Fire TV built in, $199. Take it home. Set it up. Works for a while. 8 months later, turn it on. Black screen, audio plays, no picture. Unplug it, plug it back in, still black. The TV is 8 months old and functionally dead. Here's the trap. Sold exclusively at Best Buy, which gives it legitimacy people trust. Has Fire TV, which is familiar and easy. The reality? Black screen failures and no signal issues are rampant. Build quality feels like it was constructed from hopes and dreams. Consumer Affairs is flooded with complaints about these TVs dying within the first year. When they fail, support offers one solution. Replace it. Not repair. Replace. Past the 1-year warranty? Out of luck. Consumer Affairs reviews catalog black screen failures, HDMI signal drops, power issues. Reddit threads show even in warranty claims are frustrating, long waits for replacements, minimal actual support. Because it's a Best Buy exclusive, can't shop around for better service or extended warranty options. Locked into their ecosystem, works fine until it doesn't. And when it doesn't, wishing $50 more had been spent on literally anything else. Number 2, On. Walmart's house brand, which should tell everything needed about the philosophy here. At Walmart, needing a cheap TV fast, see it, 50 inches. Roku TV, $99 on rollback, plug it in, picture is dull, colors look washed, 3 months later, won't turn on, or Bluetooth remote, stops pairing, or a system update, bricks it entirely. Here's the trap. The absolute cheapest option on the shelf has Roku or Google TV baked in. Walmart's return policy gives a safety net for 30 days. The reality? Consumer Reports tested these models and found below average color accuracy and detail compared to every other brand in the budget tier. Not just a little worse, noticeably worse. Some buyers report major OS updates leave their TVs unsupported or entirely bricked. Not just slow, dead, expensive paperweights. Consumer Reports ranked it near the bottom for picture quality. Reddit threads document early failures, and Walmart's refusal to support units outside the return window. Here's the thing. Not trying to be good, trying to be cheap. Walmart's strategy is volume and velocity. Sell it fast, move on. No long-term support strategy. The brightness is terrible. Colors are washed out. And trying to be the most basic option, created TVs that make watching movies feel like looking through a screen door. What happens when cheap becomes the only priority? Getting exactly what's paid for, which is not much. Number 1, element proof that sometimes big inches for small money is exactly the trap it looks like. Browsing online, see it, 65 inches. Smart TV, $249. Order it. Setup is fine, picture is mediocre but acceptable. 4 months later, backlight starts flickering. 2 weeks after that, the screen goes completely black. File a warranty claim. They say it's not covered, or offer a refund instead of repair, or they ghost entirely. Escalate to Better Business Bureau. Not the first, won't be the last. Here's the trap. Offers the biggest inches for the least money. Simple smart features, basic functionality. The reality? Everything goes wrong. The Better Business Bureau is absolutely packed with complaints. Warranty runarounds, delayed refunds, denied claims, replacements that never ship. Not just unreliable, it's unsupported. Dealing with a budget brand that knows its TVs fail and has optimized its support process to minimize payout. BBB records show a clear pattern of warranty, denial, and intentional delays. His consumer logs endless complaints about black screens, LED, backlight failures, power issues, all within the first year. Here's what really happens. Buy one. Works for a few months maybe, then it fails. File a claim. They stonewall, escalate, maybe get a refund, maybe don't. Either way, wasted time, energy, and money. Build quality feels like they constructed it out of wishes. Picture has a weird tint. Remote stops working. Wi-Fi constantly drops. The poster child for getting what's paid for. Except in this case, paying for a headache and a warranty process designed to frustrate into giving up. If seeing it on sale, keep scrolling. Time is worth more than the discount. Safe pick number 2, Samsung. After 7 brands that feel like gambling, let's talk about one that doesn't. When buying Samsung, know exactly what's getting. The TV that arrives is the TV 3 years later, only with more features, not fewer. Here's why it's safer. Massive service network across the US. Updates are consistent, documented, and actually tested before release. Their 2025 lineup, especially the S95F, swept awards at TechRadar and RTINGS, named Most Trusted TV Brand in 2024 by Life Story Research. S95F won TechRadar's Choice Award and scored top marks at RTI and Guess for both picture quality and long-term reliability. Publishes firmware updates with full changelogs. Platform longevity is real. They support models for years, not months. When something does go wrong, authorized service centers in most major cities, not shipping the TV across the country or waiting weeks for a response. Makes gorgeous TVs with bright, punchy pictures. Their QLED technology produces colors so vibrant they practically jump off the screen. Smart platform is fast and responsive. Game mode works as advertised. HDR looks the way it's supposed to. Is it perfect? No. Lower-end models still cut corners. But the difference is knowing what's being bought. No surprise failures at month 8. No warranty runarounds. The approach is simple. Deliver solid hardware. Support it with stable updates. Don't abandon buyers after the sale. Not flashy. Not the cheapest. But reliable. After living through update roulette with TCL, Hisense, and Vizio, after watching Element and On and Insignia fail within months, this feels like stability with speed. If wanting mainstream performance, consistent updates, and a brand that won't vanish, this is the safe bet. Safe pick number 1, Sony. Honestly, this was the easiest call on the entire list. While other brands are chasing the brightest, most saturated picture possible, Sony is focused on one thing, showing exactly what the director intended. Their color science is so good that Hollywood professionals use Sony monitors for color grading. That's industry fact. Buy a Bravia, turn it on. The picture is different, not flashy, not boosted, just accurate. Colors look like they're supposed to. Motion is smooth without soap opera effect. 6 months later, nothing's broken. Year later, still rock solid. 3 years later, it's the same TV, only better because updates are cautious and tested. Here's why it's the safest pick. Won the 2025 Value Electronics TV Shootout, the industry's toughest blind. Test. The Bravia 8 Mark II was crowned overall king of TV with top marks for SDR, processing, and motion handling. The Verge and Tom's Guide both called it reference grade. Consumer Reports named multiple models in their best TVs of 2025 list. Value Electronics and Sound and Vision documented the shootout win, where the Bravia 8 Mark II beat every flagship from Samsung, LG, and others in blind comparisons. When industry professionals can't see the brand name and still pick Sony, that says everything. Doesn't try to impress in stores with nuclear bright displays. Delivers natural, accurate pictures that look better the longer they're watched. Skin tones look like actual human skin. Build quality is exceptional. Talking about TVs built to last 10 plus years, not 3 or 4 like most competition. Model options are smart. Want OLED? Bravia 8 Mark II is the industry standard. Avoiding OLED burn and risk. Bravia 5 Mini LED gives premium performance without the worry. Doesn't chase spec sheet victories. Tunes for accuracy. Tests updates before releasing them. Supports models for years. When an update arrives, it's not a gamble, it's an improvement. Support network is strong. Parts availability is reliable. Reputation for longevity is earned. People still run Bravias from 2015 without issues. Is it the cheapest? Absolutely not. But after watching Element, On, and Insignia fail within a year, after seeing TCL and Hisense break with updates, after experiencing Vizio's firmware roulette, this feels like a sigh of relief. Not buying a gamble, buying a TV that will still be great in 2030, that's worth the extra money. If wanting the best picture, the fewest surprises, and a brand with a decades-long track record of doing this right, this is the answer, the smart choice. The choice that still makes sense 5 years from now. Conclusion, let's wrap this up fast. Avoid at all costs. Element, On, Insignia, Philips. US models Vizio, Hisense, TCL. These are false economy purchases that'll cost more in frustration than saved in dollars. Budget champions. If absolutely must stay under $800, TCL and Hisense are the best bad options. Just buy from retailers with solid return policies. The safe picks. Samsung for mainstream buyers who want performance plus stable updates. Sony for anyone who wants reference grade, picture quality, and the fewest post-purchase surprises. Big lesson, isn't never buy budget. It's that some brands market hard on specs and inches while underinvesting in quality control and service. That's the trap. Here's the universal truth. Most people don't buy bad TVs. They buy bad advice. If a deal looks too good, check owner threads, warranty terms, and update history before tapping add to cart. Samsung and Sony cost more upfront but cost less over 5 years because not replacing them or fighting support, that's the real value equation nobody talks about. Comment which brand burned the worst, and subscribe so this doesn't get repeated in 2026. Replying to the top horror stories and pinning the best advice. Remember, the best deal isn't the cheapest price. It's the TV that still makes happy 5 years from now. Thanks for watching.